Hey, Mina.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon to you. Good
Good,
morning to me.
yes, good morning to you.
For those that don't know, we have a good 3 hour difference between us. So,
Mhm.
um, we've
East
got,
Coast. Woo.
yeah, right. East Coast, Intermountain West. We'll just go with sort of
Oh,
West Coast, almost West Coast.
that sounds fancier, though. I like it.
It does. Part of me feels loyal. Like I want to stay a loyal, like Pacific Northwester. That's like
Mhm.
easier, I think, for folks to recognize. And I'm so close to Washington that you know, I'm both. Can I be both?
Yeah, I
Can someone
say
bless me to have both?
granted. No.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Um, good morning so far. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Good afternoon. Good
good.
day so
It's
far.
been a good day. It's been a
Good.
good day. I've been trying to convince myself that every day is a good day
Every
lately.
day. Well, you've had some really good days lately though too, which is
Yes, yes, I've had really great days, and just being outside has been so nice. And now being trapped in a little box again with fluorescent lighting, I'm like slowly withering, but it's fine.
yeah. I get that. I used to work in a headquarters building that was just like a maze of cubicles and it ate some of my soul, I think, a little bit every day.
Yeah, this place, it's actually funny that you say that because everyone gets lost in the building that I work in, and we just all laugh about it being a maze because yeah, it's just a maze of offices. You're
Yeah.
like, how do I leave?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
It's the Hotel California.
It's such corporate
Oh,
America. It's crazy.
gosh. Um, so we were just ranting about social media, and I feel like I've already halfway forgotten. I'm hoping you didn't forget where we left off. Um,
Yes, so you were saying that you had the opportunity to batch content,
yes.
and I was complaining about being gone for a couple days and now getting back into the swing of it and not being able to.
And it was kind of like the imposter syndrome part too. I think that's what
Mhm.
sparked the idea for me that you were saying you didn't feel like you were good at what you were making, right? And I'm like over here trying to virtually shake you by the shoulders, like, of course, it's amazing. You do great work. And in saying that out loud, I feel like I've had those same conversations with other people recently too, where I'm just like, I'm doubting what I'm putting out into the world. Because I just feel like, am I accomplishing with this page what I want to? And do I need to reconsider like a strategy or something? And so if you will, maybe entertain my rant on this, I'm happy to
Yes.
kind of like share it and maybe it'll help others. Cause again, like we want to humanize this process. Like this is such a, it's so easy to get in your own head, whether you're in the craft, if you're writing or editing or becoming an overnight marketing expert on social media as we learn we have to do. Um,
Guilty. No.
I think it helps me stay grounded to like vent a little bit, but also be talking and having these conversations with other creators and creatives. Ooh,
Ooh.
creators and creatives. So I for folks who know or don't know, I have a page that balances the science and the fantasy based on my career as a wildlife biologist, and then my writing passions and creative exploits into fantasy-based writing. Um, and I'm trying to blend those two. And I happened to come up with a what ended up being a trial reel series that became pretty successful. Nothing crazy, but it for me, it was very successful compared to a lot of my other content. And so there became a bit of a demand and a lot of engagement with those posts and enough ideas to continue this into a series. This is me going out and rating the anatomical correctness of animals on books that I see on bookshelves in different stores. Um, the purpose of that is to help, I think, all authors to just understand how that first impression really comes across and to appreciate the diversity of animals, whether they're fantastical or not, just the feasibility of this image resounding with the folks that know a bit about it, right? It's just like in a movie, if, you are a subject matter expert in something and then you see it done the wrong way on the screen. It's the same thing for me for books, reading animal behaviors and interactions, or seeing artwork of it on the covers. Just something I'm trying to bring some more light and education to in a lighthearted way. Um, Anyway, I've started to doubt this series because I was wondering and a little bit worried, am I bringing in the wrong, audience? Are the people that are following me from the success of these reels going to be engaging as readers for the original purpose of my page, which was to be promoting my writing in books? Um, and so I feel like I want to open the conversation up about, you know, finding your audience and the struggles, I guess, of finding your audience as you continue to just put yourself out into the void. And then when something does pick up, how do we redirect some of that energy if, it feels like it might be straying a little bit, one way or another, and you want to make sure people can find the content that you want them to be appreciating, on top of, maybe this series or this specific type of post. Like I was talking to someone else about artwork, like their artwork reels do really well, but they don't want to just be known for exclusively the art because they want people to find the book as well. And yeah, I feel like there's just a lot to unpack there. So, any immediate thoughts, feelings?
Ooh, yeah, so I agree. It is really difficult to try to find your audience, especially when you are trying so many different like pathways too. And one point that I wanted to add for your series, which I really love and appreciate, is that it also gives artists like a little more background as well to further their craft too. So maybe, they're following you for that, but then you never know who would be interested in reading your book, or they have like a cousin who is getting into wildlife biology or loves nature or something, and that could be the perfect gift for them. So I would want to put that out there as like you never really do know who your audience is. But that's also what makes it so equally terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm struggling with that right now just based on like it's gonna sound weird, but like my personality being so different from the genre that I'm writing in right now.
Right.
Because like my book is very dark faded, like it's dark, like it it gets a little gruesome sometimes. Like I love playing with the ideas of what darkness is,
Mhm.
so but then me as a person, I'm so not like that. So I'm trying to find this balance of, okay, my book has really dark themes. Like you will not like it if you just base your readership off of me as a person.
Right. Right.
Um, but yeah, and then I guess just trying different avenues too, right? Like you do have your book cover series, which I love, but then you also have like one that I really appreciated. It was I think it was like World Cougar Day, and
Mm.
you had a post about that, but then you also explained how working with cougars actually coincides and goes hand in hand with writing and like the lessons learned, which I love that molding of and meshing together of nature and writing and your career and your creative works, which is just so cool.
Yeah, I
Um,
I appreciate that. It's I feel like I toe that line, right, and have to find ways to like not lean too far one way or another. Um, in kind of exploring this and reflecting on this, that's a really good example of what I feel like is a really good way to blend those two very seemingly different things. Because I learn something from every animal I've had the opportunity to work with, and certainly each individual too has its own personality and ways that I've helped me understand the species. But um, I think one thing that I'm realizing now, looking back, that with my book Heartfire and probably all of my writing, but especially Heartfire is a little bit more like edging towards higher fantasy. And for a while, I think there's been this stigma that when you're in sciences, you're not allowed to have creative ideas in the arts, right? Like, and I know recently STEM has been expanded into STEAM, I think, to help address some of that and the importance of art in the harder sciences. But I think I would like my writing to help make science more accessible and to help scientists feel more seen and to allow them, like, be the example that like you're allowed to pursue creative things too, and you can still be a good scientist while
Right.
having creative passions, right? Like yeah, and so I'm hoping that I can use the more nature biology, bookish biologist type content to then help point folks to the books that I'm writing. um, it'll take some noodling, but I'm optimistic that I think I can weave those things together a little bit more intimately. And then hopefully, I know I've some of my colleagues that I've known for years recently told me, oh yeah, like I wrote in college, but then like I felt like I couldn't anymore
Mm.
because, now I have to be like a capital S scientist, and then they stopped writing. And
Right.
now they're telling me like, maybe I'll get back into it. And so how incredible is that,
That's
right? Like
awesome.
let's
Yeah.
normalize that. Um,
No, that's
so
fantastic. Wow. And see right there, like it's happening.
yeah, and
You just have to keep doing it.
I think you're right. And I think that's why I wanted to kind of come on here and share that but also talk about it, right? Because it's not a fully formed thought or
Mhm.
revelation just yet, but I'm like, this is like I'm in the stream of of that thought of just trying to work this out in my head. And so yeah, I think writing has so many different ways that people can find themselves. Um, whether it's, identity or just relatability or, something that just speaks to what's in here versus like everything that they're told that they have to be externally. I think there's just something so intimate about bringing writing and creative outlets as part of who you are and figuring out who you are and what you want to bring to the world.
I completely agree. Completely agree. I feel like I've done that a lot in my character creation. Each
Mm.
character just has like a little, even like my characters who end up being not so great. It's like, oh no,
Yeah.
that is an aspect of me that I am working on.
Yeah, we're all a
You
work
know,
in progress, right?
yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, no, I think that's really well said. And I think that even as it just being, your beginnings of your revelation, like you have good foundations for it. And I think you've laid down really awesome foundations, like even just in your social medias too. Like I'm always so impressed. Whenever I see a post of yours, I'm just like, how? How do you do this? Like you have such creative ideas. You do such a great job molding together your two worlds. You're such an expert at doing so. And yeah, I think this little bit of self-doubt is just that. It's just self-doubt. You gotta keep going.
just just a little bit of a brain glitch. See, and that's why
Mhm.
kind of coming back to the beginning, right, where you were saying similar things where like you didn't feel like you were good at, the
Yeah,
things that you're
no,
posting. And it's like we just need that. We need that people to help, to be there, to be able to be vulnerable with, and have them give us the honest feedback. Like, I know you would
Right.
tell me if it was like, well, that didn't really do what I think you were hoping it to hit.
Mhm.
Um, so another hat off to the writing community, I think, as a whole,
Yes.
because yeah, it really can be isolating,
Right.
the different ways that we have to spread ourselves thin, I think. And again, coming back to earlier thoughts, like it's so easy to get in your own head and start doubting the things that you're doing. So
Completely.
yeah.
Well, and it is such a, like what you're saying, it's so isolating, but it's also like, yes, it's isolating, but we're all doing the same things and going through
Mhm.
the same processes, you know? So yeah, that's why I've just really, really appreciated the writing community. Because you're able to share that and it's not so isolating and it doesn't have to be either. Like making an intentional effort. Like I didn't need to start venting to you about that, you know, but a little voice in my head was like, Mina will know.
Yeah.
Mina will relate.
Yeah. And I think we keep finding more things, like more common ground that we
Yeah.
maybe expected to, in that sense, where it's like, you find yourself getting in your own head about a certain thing and feeling like this is not something anyone else is dealing with, because look how beautiful their posts are, or look at how many arc readers that signed up for their
Mhm.
book, or whatever it is. um
But that's also that comparison game,
yes.
which is
Yeah.
just the thief of joy. Like that is never the right path to go down. So remembering that and keeping yourself accountable too, which is
Hmm.
very difficult because it's so easy to go on social media and just scroll and see everything so curated perfectly. But it's like you don't know what the day behind that curated post was, you know, like
Hmm.
everyone's human. We're all just trying to get our work out there. Um, and
Yeah.
that's yeah, and bringing it back, like I think that's why I just so appreciate our like the writer community because
Yeah.
we're here to support one another and like what we were talking about last time too, like we are all readers, like
Hmm.
we all love stories and the storytelling aspect. So what a better support network than fellow writers and
Yeah,
readers.
absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's just, you don't get so much of an echo chamber as you do get like a sounding board. I think
Mhm.
folks that at least in the circles I know that you and I, both dabble in, but then outside of that too, I think we find folks are really comfortable with being honest in a constructive way,
I
you
agree.
know,
Yeah.
when it comes to it. And as long as you're clear with like what you're looking for,
Mhm.
when you're asking for feedback, then, those are all, convinced those are all learned skills, but I think it's something that we tend to have a good like understanding of when you're on this path of like trying to put a book out in the world, because you understand like, okay, I need beta readers, and then like getting the experience of becoming a beta reader is like very educational.
Yes.
um so man, I had another thought on that, but I kind of lost it. This is a little bit like this. I don't think this is on our list of topics, but it
No,
just feels
but
very relevant to the now.
it was what needed to happen.
Yeah, I think I wanted to touch on like the burnout too. Oh, maybe it's because we
Mhm.
were we were expressing this like, I had this opportunity because I just moved and we had movers and stuff, like to finally batch content. And I know people
Yeah,
are really good at doing that more regularly than me.
I'm so bad
Um,
at it. I'm so
and
bad.
but it takes away from that time to like creating content, whether you're bulking it or not. Um, we were just talking about how neither of us have really had the time to do much writing or editing,
Mhm.
and we've been doing other things too, but like I feel like content slowly becomes like the priority if you're going to do
Right.
something with a little bit of
Exactly.
time, instead of setting like a 15-20 minute writing sprint. You're like, oh, like I could get a post or two done
Right.
instead.
And then whenever I try to do that, I just start like getting in this cycle of, oh,
Hmm.
that's not good enough. That's not really exactly what I wanted it to say. And instead of that writing sprint that could have been more productive and like pushing the actual work that I'm trying to work on out, it gets focused on the isolation, self-sabotage. Oh, that's not good enough to post. Why did I just waste my time doing that? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's
Or
that's where I'm at right now with social
on the
media.
other end, yeah, on the other end of that, it's like you put like 5 minutes time into a post, right? And then you put an hour into a subsequent post. Guess which one does better,
It's
Karin?
always the one that just took like 2 seconds to flash together.
Oh,
I guess
yeah,
that is like the lesson though, right? Is like you need to prioritize what's actually the important aspect, which is writing,
yeah,
because that's why you're there in the first
yeah.
place. There wouldn't be a social media account if there was no writing.
Hmm.
And I need to internalize this.
Yeah. And I
It's
think it's,
very hard.
it's fun to make the really like more complicated content or the ones that take more time and that can be really gratifying. But at the same time, I think you just need to, if there's anything to take away from some of this conversation today, it's like pace yourself, right? Like
Yeah.
maybe don't make a week's worth of content that all takes hours and hours on end to create. But I think you can look back and you can look at examples of what others are doing and refine your approach to it so that you can create more space
Mm.
to do the thing, right? Like to do the writing, to do the editing, to, whatever it is, fill in the blank. And I say this hoping I will take my own advice, but
That's the hardest
um,
part.
yeah,
But yes,
again,
I
this
agree.
might just be an episode where I'm just saying things out loud because I need to think it through and I need to like hear it.
No, honestly,
So
same.
hopefully
I'm
someone else
like
out there does too.
I'm like kind of getting some ideas. So
Great.
this is great because I've been in social media fatigue for the last like 4 days.
Yeah.
I had time on Friday to like put things together. What did I do? I cleaned the house. Like
Yes. Yes. Which also needs to happen. I mean, it's still
right,
productive, but
right.
there's just like that pressure to like, oh, like I gotta
Yeah.
get my post lined up. Oh, shoot. Like, am I gonna be a day late? Oh no. Like, yeah.
Right. Well, and we're at Wednesday already. We're filming this on a Wednesday, and I'm like, well, I told myself I was going to post Tuesday through Thursday, and I didn't do any of that yet. So why bother tomorrow?
Right.
Rather than just pushing it just to have like something out there. But I don't know. I think I'm going to go through some of my well-performing pieces and reuse little like B-roll clips and stuff and
Yeah.
try to put something together.
Yeah. There's no shame. Like I've been starting to upcycle older posts now that I think I've grown a ways since some of that content has existed in the
Right.
ether.
Yeah.
There's no shame in that. And I think I've seen it, others are starting to do that here and there. And it doesn't have to be everything, but yeah.
Okie
Whoops.
dokie. Gotta love internet hiccups, but
It's okay. It's okay, internet. We're all a little unstable sometimes, right?
yeah, right. But no, you were talking about upcycling content, and I
Yeah.
think that
Just
was a really good point.
just to put it out there that like it's fine to
Mm.
recycle, upcycle old things.
Yes.
Take parts of older content, use it in new content, templates, whatever it
I
is.
was I was listening to somebody who was speaking about that exact thing, and they were
Mm,
like, if you had something like a point that you were making in a reel, repurpose it and do the exact same thing, worded a little bit different as a carousel, because people
mm.
aren't going to remember exactly like what you say, but they'll remember the similar theme and it might stick better in their head
Ooh,
based off of the
interesting.
different type of content that they see. So it's like, oh, all right,
Okay.
it's a good
I
point.
don't think I'd seen that one. That's interesting. I'd like to try that.
Yeah, and now they have with carousels, you're able to put different captions on each slide, which
Oh, is
I
that what
need
I saw?
I need to look more into it because I'm not really
Yeah.
sure how, but I did see that that's like a new rollout that Instagram is doing, which would be awesome because like I want to put so much info into a slide, especially when I'm like talking about mythology and like all the different
Yeah.
connections and everything. But being able to put it like a separate individual caption under each picture would be just amazing because nobody reads I mean, I read people's captions because I would hope that people read mine, but I think that's maybe just me.
It's different.
Maybe
It's
an
different than it used
outlier.
to be. Yeah, it
Yeah,
definitely the attention span seems to be shrinking a bit.
right. But then how do you get your
But
SEO in there? No.
yeah, I know, right? I saw something. I was putting a caption under a carousel and I saw something where it was like add a second caption. I was like, what?
That might be it.
So
That
interesting.
might be
Okay.
something similar like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try it out.
But yeah, some tips.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Do you have to
I gotta wrap
okay.
up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But
Well, this was a good one. This was a lot of good energy and
yes,
um good messages, I think. And
I
hopeful
agree.
for you. Remember, we can do it. You can too.
Yes. And if there's anything that you like were thinking about after hearing our little social media rant, let us know in the comments below, or if there's something that you want us to cover, let us know in the caption or in the comments below. And if you are not wanting to make it public, check out our email. It'll be down in the caption.
Well, with
All
that,
right.
we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.